From I've listened to you very attentively, and from my understanding, when you started, you talked about we can have two funds, two quick-falls, two traditional councils. All of us here were aware of that. I don't know anybody here who thinks Nkwen has two funds, two traditional councils, or two quick-falls, anything like that.
Yeah.
Then this one point that you made to us, NCDA, that the quick-fall had designated NCDA, if I'm right to restate what you said, just correct me, that the quick-fall has designated NCDA for the Nkwen sons and daughters who are out of Nkwen to like a status equivalent to this traditional council or the quick-fall or something like that.
Not equivalent.
Okay.
They are structures under the traditional council.
Okay. So let me understand it that way. There are structures under the traditional council. Just now you've said there can't be a group that has the name Nkwen, which is not that NCDA that the quick-fall had designated. And just as a side point, I'll tell you that I wasn't aware that the quick-fall of Nkwen had at any point. No, I'm just, let me just make some points here. Had at any point, I wasn't aware. I'm not saying it's wrong or that it is not true. I wasn't aware that the quick-fall of Nkwen had designated NCDA as the way you are representing now. And based on if what you are saying is true, if that designation did take place, and the thing is just that maybe it wasn't in writing or people were not aware of it, then we can give you the benefit of the doubt for now for the purpose of this conversation. And then you've also made the point that groups cannot form themselves and call themselves the same name as NCDA or Nkwen in their names. As Dr. Forby alluded to, in the US here we have DIN, which is Development Initiative on Nkwen, and we have NCDA-USA. Those are non-governmental organizations formed here in the US under the laws of the United States by Nkwen sons and daughters to help each other in some cases and to help develop the village.
Doctor said that.
Yeah. So if you are trying to, if what you are saying is what you are saying, that this NCDA has been designated as the body that represents Nkwen sons and daughters out of Nkwen, then none of these two groups is that NCDA that was designated, because each of these two groups are different groups that have been formed here under the laws of the United States for the objectives of developing Nkwen or helping their village. They can still be,
and members of DIN are permitted to be in NCDA.
So these two, which means the naming now.
By the Constitution.
If that's the case, then NCDA, the so-called the NCDA-USA, they may have to change their name and not be called NCDA, because NCDA-USA is not the NCDA that the quick-fall designated as.
Okay, I think.
But let me land.
Yeah.
The NCDA-USA is not the group that the quick-fall said should represent all Nkwen sons and daughters, which is that higher group. So they should rename themselves rather than take that name NCDA, because you have rightfully said it's not right for them to use the same name.
When you have finished the point, we can go ahead.
Yeah, so that's the point. I just wanted to make sure you get my point.
Please. Let us. The first thing is that what you don't know, you cannot claim to be a fact. That what you don't know now becomes a fact. What you have said is now that I did not know now that they had designated. We are saying, if I am telling you, I told you now that I wrote a letter which I wanted to send to him, And I could not send to him until I got Clifford to approve it.
No, you didn't get my point.
No, listen, you have not got. I'm saying that the fact now that you don't know that Clifford had authorized NCDA, does not mean the fact now that Clifford did not do that. But let me make you. If you see his reaction to what he said, his direct reaction immediately you said he said no. By the constitution of Dean can belong to NCDA.
No, members.
Dean members are free by the constitution to be NCDA.
I am saying that. Yes. So where do you place the two structures? When one has a right to belong to the other, where do you place them? Is it one under the other, or they are? I just want to
excuse me, I believe that we are brainstorming.
Yes.
I think excuse me, I'm already talking.
Yes.
By virtue of the fact that I will not want to talk so many times.
Yes.
Let me introduce
No,
myself.
you talk.
Excuse me, I want to introduce myself. I don't want to talk so many times. I want to introduce myself officially. I'm Gu Santos Nicholas, Doctor of Clinical Psychologist and PRO of Dean, and a registered member of NCDA-USA. I belong to the two groups. I want to make a point. By virtue of the fact that I'm also a member of the royal family in terms of in-lawship, I'm Manto Annette's senior brother. I am very calm. I respect when we talk in a very logical manner, very understandable manner to point out facts. If we have to dig into issues which Tumfo said we should avoid, because if we go into the dynamics of tracing history and recounting past events, some people will be exiled out of Nkwen. In terms of the bad things they have done, because we have not asked a question why there was the division in the first place.
But doctors say we should avoid.
Good. If we go into why there was the division into the first place, some people will be exiled. First, excuse me, no. Sorry. I'm tempo. Yeah, I'm down.
No, don't get that tempo.
No, I am down, and I'm respect with all due respect.
Yes.
Let me bring up something. When you prick somebody, then you retreat and make the person to be the person who has to vomit what you did. You are pushing that person to the wall. It is an abomination for a Nkwen child to lose both parents in the United States and not have one member of Nkwen community being a registered child to come and stand and say, where my brother, my sister, I am sorry for your loss. I have been sent by this community to come and represent you, to come and represent us and say that we are sorry, as share brother. This is what happens here. People have been profiled. People have been treated very badly. Elections have been rigged by people forming lists behind the house to come and nominate members and to appoint them and justify and count members 10 or 17 times. If we go to that history, or some people claim to have brought the fund here now.
No.
Excuse me, I want to come.
Yes.
We are revisiting the shit.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Please.
Please.